Amazon ads are hard. All right. You are not alone if you are struggling to break even and make money off your Amazon ads. This video is going to share with you the main reason why it's so hard. I struggle with Amazon ads. I'm going to make a longer video that shows our whole process. I've been trying it out for almost 2 months, and we're going to share our data about what works and what didn't. But this video today is about what makes Amazon ads so hard. I'm Marlon from Bursty Twin Stories, and we're going to dive right in and we're going to look at this. So I'm going to share my screen here, and you can see right off the bat, all right, it looks kind of successful. It's like, sweet, I got 156 sales, 119 clicks, 67,000 impressions. But the problem is, it's my sales, but it's not my profit, okay? It's not my royalty. So yes, I sold 15 books, but I didn't actually get the whole $11.99 or $12.99 for the book. From Amazon, I only get like $2 per book. Okay. So you can see right off the bat, my sales should actually be saying I made like $30 or $45. So that's a little misleading. Don't be fooled by that, because at first you get excited and you're expecting this big check from Amazon and it doesn't come, because that's not how it works, right? Amazon is set up so that they make money by the click. So every time someone clicks on your ad, you win the bid, but Amazon gets that money, the 50 cents, whatever it is, per bid, per click. And then they also make money when someone buys your book. So it's win-win for them, but not always win-win for us. So I'm going to click on one of my campaigns here, okay? And I'm going to show you how it all translates. So when I scroll down here, I'm going to click on this ad campaign that I have going. It's been going for just under a month. And then I hit targeting. So once again, you can see, yay, 6 purchases, but I spent $42. So my 6 purchases actually translates to like less than $20 in sales. So I have actually lost money. 6 people bought my book, but I've spent $42 on Amazon. All right. So I'm going to show you can actually, if you hit targeting here, you can actually see the clicks per book or keyword. Sorry, this one's keyword. So here I have all my keywords, but here it shows the suggested bid. So you can see for children's books right now, it's pretty competitive. Suggested bid is like 60 to $1. If I'm only making $2 or $3 off a book, this gets really hard. In the past, a lot of people said, congrats, your ad's working. If you get 1,000 impressions, that gives you 10 clicks, which gives you 1 sale. But that's not working now, right? In 2026, if I have to pay 80 cents to $1 for a click, and I have to have 10 clicks equal a sale, well, that's going to be $10. And I only get a few bucks per book, right? So I have to have lower bids, or I have to find a way that when someone clicks on it, they really want it and they buy it. If you're spending a lot of money on clicks and you're not making sales, then I would suggest going back and you check your cover, you check your A+ content, you check your book description, you make sure it's competitive, you make sure that everything in it would make someone want to click on it. And if there's any problems, you just make the changes, re-upload or republish. It often happens within 24 hours. It all gets updated. You can always make those changes. And if there's no changes that you can think about, start changing around those keywords, right? You can start pausing the ones that are wasting money, focusing on the ones that are working. All right, but this video is not about exactly how the Amazon ad works. It's going to get too long. So we'll check out our other videos where we're actually going to walk you through our couple months of Amazon ads, what we learned, how it worked. All right, but Amazon ads is starting to change a bit because you can't just get bids now for 10 or 20 cents. I tried doing lower bids and I got 0 impressions. So if you look here, some are lower, some are only 20 cents. But like this one, I paused it because if your keyword is books by Julia Book, it's $1.85 to $3. So even if someone clicks on it, I'm making no money. So there's no point in me going for that one. Same with this one here, books for kids with autism. My book is great for kids who deals with transitions, feeling stuck, big feelings, but I can't afford to have $1.13 or $1.40 per click. I won't make any money that way. So I'm just trying to share because that's something a lot of authors don't realize. It's really hard to break even with the cost of the bid. All right, so I'm just going to try to scroll over here. You can see some of the data. So this here shows my impressions, my top of search, and the costs, and if there's any purchases. So you can see my ad campaign did get some impressions, but it's not really reaching that like thousands of mark per keyword. So it's not overly successful that way, but it's hard because I couldn't have my bid too expensive. So here you can see like this one here, the anxiety. Well, I spent 91 cents on a click, and that was probably 1 click. Maybe it was 2. I wish it told you the actual numbers there, but that's a lot of money, right? And then they didn't buy it. Or same with the one here, books for kids in foster care. I'm a foster parent. Great, I did have 2,000. I got a couple clicks, but I spent $2 and no one bought it. So it's not horrible conversions, but it's hard for me to really gather the data, right? A lot of these people on YouTube you see with data, they've sold thousands of books and hundreds, and they're like, oh, after you get like 30 clicks and no sales, get rid of the word. And I'm like, well, it might take me a while to get to 30 clicks, right? Like with no sales. My budget is much smaller, okay? And if you're just starting out, your budget is probably a lot smaller too. So let's see, there's got to be some here. Or this one. I just got rid of it, right? Children's book about growth mindset. It was getting clicks, but my book wasn't really about that. And then people weren't choosing to buy it. So I just paused it. I got rid of it. That was good. I'm trying to find one that's sale. There really have been some sales, okay? Here you can see I have, yay, I got one that has a sale, but it's one sale. Woo, but I spent $1.41 on it. So that was probably a couple clicks for a sale. That's not a horrible conversion rate if it's like 2 or 3 clicks equals a sale, but it cost me $1.40 and I only make between $2 and $3, okay, per book. So I made $1, but it's really hard to make money when it costs so much per click. So that to me is the big struggle. I don't really know the way around it because if you lower your bids, you often don't get impressions, right? So some of these here with 0 impressions, it could be because no one's looking it up, but it also could just be because I can't afford to go high enough in my bid, right? And so I'm curious, feel free to comment below what you feel about the bid prices, because it just seems like in 2026, the bid prices are so high. Maybe it's the niche, maybe it's children's books, but it just seems like it's really hard to, once you get a bid, it pretty much spends up all your royalty, right? So we're trying to break even. We're working on it. Right now, we're like 50% away from breaking even. So right now, if I spend like $100 on ads, I seem to be making like 40, almost $50 off royalties. So I'm trying to figure it out because it would be really nice if I could get Amazon ads to work for me. It would be an amazing thing. And I'm going to make a video later on about how it happened. If it was successful, it wasn't. It has improved. So I am really encouraged by that. My first campaign was a lot worse and it's slowly getting better. I just have to be able to afford to stick it out. So another thing why it's so hard, let me just show my screen here, is because check this little toolbar up here because sometimes it can be misleading. Here you can see it's only for a week. All right, so it shows me like my impressions, the number of clicks, page views, sales in 1 week, okay? But if I click on this, then you can see for the last 30 days. And then it drastically changes. So now I'm like, oh, I actually have spent a lot of money, right? 119 clicks, it's probably close to like $120. And so suddenly I'm like, oh, it's not as successful as I thought. So just important to really check your data, analyze it. You're not alone, okay? I'm also finding it hard, but I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep trying and I'm going to keep researching. And you can always pause your ads, do the research, and restart. This video I just wanted to make quickly because I was frustrated. Why is it so hard, these Amazon ads? And then that's kind of my conclusion was the bid prices and whatnot. And so I want to share that with you because it makes a difference. All right, best of luck. Please comment below if it is working for you, any tips and tricks you have. I would love to learn from you. Please like and subscribe so we can keep making videos to share with new authors.